Hey everybody, welcome to the video. And so I got a couple things real quick, depending on when you're watching or listening to this. So if hopefully you catch this video out within a day or two when I publish it. If you don't worry, I'll have some other ideas for you. But on Tuesday, let's see what date it's going to be. Sorry, January 10th, 8 p.m. Eastern, I am going to do a free kind of connection call around, intuitive eating and what a process it is. And I just want to provide you all with like some context of like how it works, why it's important. If you want to be free from chronic dieting, worrying about calories and points and the good or the bad, the wrong or right thing to be eating at meals. For some of you who follow me, that you know that like you're so past that, you just want to get on with it and learn how to be more free. Some of you, this might be a new concept, and so it's for all of us to learn in community how this can be helpful, not just with food, but in all areas of life. So if you happen to watch this late, you won't miss out. I'm going to be having another call the next two Tuesdays as well. So the 10th, the 17th, and I guess it'll be the 24th. Is that accurate? So basically the next these next couple Tuesdays. So I'm going to be doing a free call. You can go to the website. It's going to be www.attunedeatingforattunedliving.com to learn more about the program that I'm going to be talking about. Basically, very much a community deep dive into body image, healing, and body positive stuff, and intuitive eating, and even more about compassion and about honoring our sensitive selves and becoming more embodied. This is what the point of everything I do is. So hopefully you can check that out. Be on the call with me tomorrow night, which today's Monday. I'm making this video, so Tuesday the call is, and I'd hope to see you there, hear you there at least. And so I'm going to tell a little bit of a story that's one really good example of why going through this whole process of making peace with food is so important. So I was, and I'll let you go over and head over to the blog to read all the details of the whole story. But basically, I was going to the movies with my husband last week, and it's like it was a slow motion movie of like feeling my feelings and having thoughts about what I'm going to do or say at the same time. It was really bizarre. But I'm walking down the sidewalk and I saw this woman, definitely younger than me, maybe, I don't know, between 5 and 10 years younger than me. And she was, like, we saw eyes for a second. We were walking past each other on the sidewalk, and she looked at me, and then I could see her eyes divert like down, all the way down, scanning how I look like, all the way down my body and all the way back up, sizing me up basically. Not sure what for. And as I'm talking to you, what comes to mind is like, I have a lot more confidence walking around the world only because of learning how to make peace with my own body and food, and learning how we think all that matters so much to like how we are going to be perceived and liked and all that. And on a surface level, it's true that people might judge us for our body size or what we eat or what we do with ourselves. But only through learning how to make peace with my food and therefore myself did I learn how that when people are projecting or sizing you up, that has so much more to do with them than it does with you and anything wrong with you. And so as this event happened, I was thinking, oh my gosh, she's sizing me up. I don't know what she's judging because I can't read her mind, but I know what I felt was this sense of I didn't feel any peace from her, and I certainly didn't feel any warmth, and I thought that was really interesting. And I was like, it wasn't coming from me. I was just in a place of like, I'm good and I'm peaceful, feeling good, like relaxed, whatever. So I knew I wasn't projecting. It was a sense of like separation, and that I think is a byproduct of comparing and competing and something sadly that women have been taught to do to each other, of like, okay, so I feel better because I'm quote unquote better dressed, or I have a smaller body, or I look the part of somebody being more put together because of how much I work out, or whatever it is that are the measuring sticks for any particular person. So again, I had this moment of like, oh my gosh, she's sizing me up. And this happened so quickly and so slowly at the same time that I felt all these emotions and I couldn't really process it till I walked past her a couple of minutes. I'm like, oh my gosh, she sized me up. And at first I was like, what the hell? It's so unnecessary. She doesn't need to do that. And then I was like, but of course, we're taught that like if we're to feel better, that we need to do that. And that comes from a place of feeling insecure, unfortunately. And so all I really have and still do is compassion for this person of like, for her to feel better, she had to decide like whether if I was dressed appropriately enough for the street I was on, or well enough, or had the right hair or makeup. By the way, I had nothing done. This is how I usually look, and this is how I was looking then. A little bit nicer outfit on, probably just meet my husband, but for a date night. But even that was like really interesting. I didn't know what she was looking at. And you might think I'm reading more into it, but we all know. We know when people are like sizing us up. And it wasn't a glance of like, oh, she has a cute purse I like, or it was like, that's a nice shirt. It was like a whole up and down, really like, and it happened obviously very fast, but I was aware, and I wouldn't have had awareness of that 20 years ago, that was even happening to me. And I certainly, without all this work that I've worked through, to be able to handle it in that way versus like, oh my gosh, like she's judging me, like what's wrong with me? Is my belly too much? Like, is it sticking out too much? Or like, I didn't do my hair and she's probably judging that my hair is too straight, or maybe there's a wave in it that I shouldn't have. And none of that happened. None of that. It was just like, oh, she's measuring me up, and I wonder what's going on with her. So I felt fine with me. So that's just one example of like how empowering this process can be, to learn how to be able to do that in a course of like 1 minute. All that occurred, and I was able to let it go. Now I'm talking about it because I'm hoping this will be a place of helping you're not alone when these things happen to you, but also to let you know that there is a way to move through these instances with a lot of grace and some power. So anyway, those are what we'll be, examples like that are things we'll be talking about in the next couple weeks, and on into my Attuned Eating for Attuned Living program coming up. And just, if anybody has any, I know these are questions that will be answered probably in these calls, but I do want to let you know there's like a self-study version of it with a little bit of like question and answers for me, but there'll also be a very there's like two versions. There's a more self-study version. There's going to be a version where it's like people meet weekly and connect in community as well as their own individual sessions. So there's two versions, and I just want to make all kinds of options available for people wherever they are at from a resource perspective. So anyway, I'll be on the call tomorrow, and if you miss it, I should be recording it. And I'll figure out a way for you guys to get access to that and sign up for that. If you're missing all of them, no worries. You can go to Attuned Eating for attunedliving.com and just check it out. And if you're ready to get started now, let me know. The option to get part of this program is actually linked there, but you could do it now. But if you're interested in the even like more intensive version of it, please give me an email, tracybrownrd@gmail.com, and I'll give you the details and we can talk about it. So I didn't actually mention that on my website, so I should do that. But if people want to know more about it, they can't make the calls, please email me and I will be happy to give you the details. Okay, great. Until next time, take care. Thanks. Bye.